Well, there was an added police presence today at Mount Juliet Middle, but it wasn't an emergency situation, but rather practice and preparation as if it were a critical incident. Schools are quiet and calm during summer break. But for these officers with Mount Juliet Police, their on-site tactical training today replicated their response to incidents that require a school building evacuation or even a search for a suspect or assailant.
Blue, blue, blue.
Have you cleared this room?
Never. Nope.
Okay.
It's all y'all.
Clear in the room to the right.
Meet Sergeant James Cothran with MJPD. He's been with them for 17 years and 20 years overall in law enforcement. Here he describes what the objectives were for today's training session.
So a lot of what we do inside of a structure is being cognizant of the angles of approach, the things that we may see inside of a school. You know, the kids are out, so we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have that added portion of that to where we actually have people moving in and throughout the school. So what we pay attention to here is how we would position ourselves should we encounter an assailant or something like that.
With the recent devastating school tragedy in Uvalde, Texas still weighing heavy on the minds of many, well, today's training isn't a spur-of-the-moment session in response to that incident. In fact, this type of training is done multiple times on a yearly basis.
We're mandated by the state to conduct in-service training to stay fresh in our skill sets and do any state mandates that may come up from year to year. And today we're conducting tactical training inside the school. For the unfortunate event that we might have something here, we'd like to be prepared for it.
Gathering recon and knowing building layouts is critical for emergency response. Sergeant Cothran is making sure his fellow officers not only know the complete landscape of a school structure before they enter, but more importantly, working as a team to make sure all procedures and techniques are utilized successfully.
A lot of the tactics that we use inside of a school or any type of structure will correlate to really anything that we go into. So we focus on the basics of building clearing, and there's a lot to that. It's a compounding thing, but for the most part, we try to make people very good at the baseline, because once you get that solid foundation, it's really easy to compound after that.
For Sergeant Cothran, today's drill was more of a labor of love. He's a parent, and he knows that there's no word or phrase that can adequately describe the importance of school safety.
A lot of us have kids that go to these schools, and we have a vested interest on a personal level to make sure that we keep everything in the school safe. We work in conjunction with the Wilson County Sheriff's Office and their SRO division to make sure that those things stay that way.
So as summer break rolls on, we offer this peek behind the curtain of the main stage at Mount Juliet Middle to show you that school safety never takes a break. And for these officers doing some of their work in the theater and on stage today, it's the most important rehearsal they will ever do, because they have a full understanding that if they're ever called upon in this situation, their performance must be perfect through the entire act. I'm Barb Barker for Wilson County Schools.